So in today's video, I want to talk about what causes us to quit skateboarding. And this can be applicable to really anything you do. The reason I've done multiple videos entitled 5 Easy Tricks is because sometimes doing an easy trick just gives us that dopamine hit and allows us to feel successful. And if we continually feel successful, then we'll keep trying. If we continually feel like we're failing, then we're gonna quit. Have you ever known people who tried to learn to kickflip for months and they never successfully landed a kickflip, so they just quit? They stopped skateboarding. Well, there's gonna be a lot of skating in this video, but I wanna talk about some science that has to do with dopamine. The early stages of hard work and focus are going to feel like agitation, stress, and confusion, because that's the norepinephrine and adrenaline system kicking in. We need to accept that there's going to be a period of agitation and stress that accompanies the dropping of highly concentrated states. So when you win or you achieve something, the dopamine is released in your brain, and this is Mother Nature or God's system. Sometimes there's so much norepinephrine that you quit, and dopamine can push that noradrenaline back down and give you more time and more space to do your duration. So let's talk about a deer. If a deer is wandering around, it needs water. It doesn't know that it needs water. It just feels that agitation. In the same way, a baby doesn't know that it needs food. It just feels that agitation. It responds to the agitation by crying, and then the caregiver comes. The deer can actually smell the water. It doesn't really know what it needs, just like the baby. But there are systems put in place, and the dopamine reward system is God's or Mother Nature's system to help us survive. There's dopamine released when that deer finds the water. There's dopamine released when that baby gets fed, and that pushes it to survive. It pushes it towards something. This dopamine pushes it to achieve food. Just like when you land a trick, your body releases dopamine, and it's pushing you to try and learn more tricks. It's guiding us through milestones to the next trick. It's pushing us in the right direction to succeed. This is why alcohol and drugs are so dangerous, because they release a lot of dopamine, and they mess up our brain's natural pathway to success. And it becomes a cylindrical loop where there's no other behavior that can recreate that level of dopamine. Alcohol and drugs create a progressive narrowing of the things that can bring you pleasure, because nothing else can fulfill you in that same way. The alcohol and the drugs replace social interactions, they replace work, they replace success, and they fulfill that need for the dopamine. This system is designed to get us out of bed and get us working and doing things. It's what leads us to pursue things. And sometimes men who can't find something deep to pursue, they end up just pursuing pleasure because it releases the same amount of dopamine. Success in any endeavor is related to how much focus you can bring to that specific area. The reward system is completely internal. That's definitely true with skateboarding. Nobody's coming in and dripping dopamine in your ear or injecting it into your brain. You have to be self-driven. You have to bring the focus. You have to wake up every morning and push yourself to do the things. There's no coach. There's nobody telling you to do anything. It feels good to walk up a hill. It feels good to have so much adrenaline in your body that you know you are on the right path. When you start to bring all these circuits together, you start to build a mindset, build yourself into a person that can use this to succeed in any different endeavor, anything you do in the world. Whether that's skateboarding or writing a book or building a business or podcasting. Some people think there's just a trampoline you can jump on and get up to success, but you have to build these neuro pathways. And anyone who's been successful in athletics or in any kind of business knows that. Everyone thinks it's supposed to feel good, and it does feel good, but there's a whole staircase where it feels lousy. So rewarding yourself when you get to a certain milestone, like you'll see with Braille when they give somebody a Jamba Juice if they land a trick, that's going to help progress you forward. So why does anybody quit at anything? So every time we exert effort, a certain amount of noradrenaline is released in the brain. And at some point, so much norepinephrine, and at some point, there's so much noradrenaline released in the brain that it shuts down cognitive function and actual free will choices in the brain. And that causes us to quit. The thing that can be released that can restore those levels is dopamine. I feel like skateboarders have this process down. They don't quit. They have tried a trick 1,000 times and not landed it, and still they don't quit. It's actually a really good activity for building these circuits. It's not physical energy, it's not glycogen related, it's not ketone related. It's dopamine's ability to take that level of norepinephrine and smack it back down. The ability to push through those pain points is something that you really can export to other aspects of life. If you can use injury and you can use pain to push yourself forward and know that you're still on that ladder, you're still on that board, you're still on that right path, then you know that it's that dopamine repressing that norepinephrine, you can push forward. It's a permission to keep going. You can keep going. And we grant that permission to ourselves. No one grants that permission to us. So external rewards can't really propel us forward. It's all within our own mind. So if you don't want to be consumed with the external rewards, you want to continue to drive yourself and have internal rewards. Just give away all the external rewards. Let them go. They don't matter. So the more often you can self-reward and push yourself forward, the more energy you're going to have for that specific activity, and you can take that same plan and apply it for anything else in your life. If you set the goals within the larger goal, you can buffer that norepinephrine. You can buffer the idea of quitting. If you can do that, you have an infinite amount of energy and an infinite amount of drive to pursue those goals. So remember that in skateboarding, if you feel like quitting, you can actually silence that quit response. And you can push yourself, reward yourself. Sometimes having other people around at the skate park can help push you as well, but you need to actually figure out a way that you can drive yourself and push yourself, because it is kind of a solitary sport. There's not always going to be someone else around to push you when it comes to skateboarding. So I know my voice has been a little bit different in this video. That's because it's late at night and I thought I would record this really quick. Haven't put a video up in a while. I've been kind of burnt out on YouTube. Been kind of stressed and tired. I've been skating a lot, but I haven't been filming any of it. So that's kind of a problem when you have a YouTube channel. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, and hit that subscribe button because I got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.